You might believe that getting older inevitably means gaining weight and losing energy. But there is a hidden cellular switch inside you, waiting to be flipped, that can reverse this narrative. What if I told you that the secret to activating this switch isn't a new supplement or a grueling exercise routine, but a specific window of time that most people completely ignore? Welcome to a journey into your own biology, where we uncover the science of aging and how to manipulate it to your advantage. For decades, we have been told that we need to eat constantly to keep our metabolism burning, like a fire that needs constant fuel. However, modern longevity science suggests that this constant feeding state is actually what accelerates the aging process in our cells. When you reach the age of 40 and move beyond into your 50s, your body undergoes a fundamental physiological shift that changes how you process energy. The hormones that once allowed you to burn through pizza and pasta in your 20s are no longer operating with the same efficiency. Insulin sensitivity often decreases, meaning your body has to work harder to manage blood sugar, leading to energy crashes and stubborn visceral fat. But the most critical loss we face after 40 is the decline in our cellular housekeeping ability. Inside every cell in your body, there is a buildup of waste material, damaged proteins, and dysfunctional components that accumulate over time. Scientists call this cellular junk, and it is a primary driver of inflammation and age-related diseases. Nature has a built-in solution for this problem, a cleaning crew that scrubs your cells from the inside out. This process is called autophagy, a Greek term that literally translates to self-eating. When autophagy is active, your body recycles that old, damaged cellular junk and converts it into fresh energy and new building blocks. The problem is that for the vast majority of people living in the modern world, this cleaning crew is permanently on break. As long as you are eating, your body is in growth mode, signaling a pathway known as mTOR. When mTOR is active, your cells are focused on dividing and growing, which means they are not focused on cleaning or repairing. To activate the repair systems, you need to suppress mTOR and activate a different pathway called AMPK. This is where the confusion usually begins for many people trying to improve their health. You have likely heard of intermittent fasting, perhaps the popular 16-8 method or even the one-meal-a-day strategy. While these can be effective, they often present a significant hurdle for men and women over the age of 40. Pushing your body into a state of starvation for 16, 18, or 20 hours can sometimes backfire by spiking cortisol levels. Cortisol is your body's primary stress hormone, and when it remains elevated, it breaks down muscle tissue and encourages fat storage around the midsection. This creates a paradox where you are fasting to lose weight and get healthy, but your stress hormones are fighting you every step of the way. Furthermore, preserving lean muscle mass is the #1 priority for longevity after the age of 40. We lose a percentage of our muscle mass every year naturally, a condition known as sarcopenia, so we cannot afford a fasting regimen that eats away at our muscle. Is there a Goldilocks zone for fasting? Is there a specific duration that triggers the benefits of autophagy without triggering the detrimental spike in cortisol and muscle loss? The answer lies in the 14-hour longevity fast, a strategy specifically calibrated for the physiology of midlife. It turns out that you do not need to fast for days to start the cellular cleanup process. Research indicates that the initial stages of autophagy and significant metabolic improvements begin to ramp up around the 12 to 14-hour mark. This 14-hour window is achievable, sustainable, and less likely to trigger a stress response in the body compared to more extreme protocols. But here is the catch that makes this strategy unique and why we call it the only rule. It is not just about the number of hours you do not eat, it is about when those hours occur. You must align this 14-hour window with your body's circadian rhythm, your internal biological clock. Every cell in your body has a clock gene that dictates when it should be active and when it should be resting. If you eat a heavy meal late at night, you are forcing your digestive system to work when it should be repairing itself. This misalignment confuses your metabolism and prevents you from entering the deep stages of sleep required for brain detoxification. Therefore, the core rule of the 14-hour longevity fast is to stop eating at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep. Let us break down exactly what happens to your body during this 14-hour cycle so you understand the power of this method. For the first 4 hours after your last meal, your body is still digesting and absorbing nutrients, and your insulin levels are elevated. By hour 8, your insulin levels have dropped significantly, signaling your body to start shifting from burning sugar to burning stored fat. This is the moment where many people usually feel a craving, but it is actually a sign that your metabolic switch is flipping. By hour 12, your body has run out of easily accessible glucose and has entered a metabolic state called ketosis, where fat becomes the primary fuel source. Join our community and never miss out on new content. Subscribe today. Human growth hormone, which is vital for muscle preservation and anti-aging, begins to surge at this stage. Then as you cross into hour 13 and 14, the magic of autophagy begins to accelerate. Your cells start identifying the damaged components and marking them for recycling. This is the sweet spot where you get the longevity benefits without placing excessive stress on your adrenals. By ending your fast at the 14-hour mark, you allow yourself a 10-hour eating window, which is plenty of time to consume enough protein and nutrients. This 10-hour eating window is crucial for getting in the necessary calories to support your metabolism and thyroid function. Many women over 40 in particular suffer from thyroid downregulation when they restrict their eating windows too aggressively. The 14-hour fast protects your thyroid while still giving you the benefits of gut rest and lowered insulin. Let's discuss the specific benefits you will notice when you commit to this protocol for just 30 days. First, you will likely experience a significant reduction in brain fog and an increase in mental clarity. When your brain runs on ketones derived from fat during the end of your fast, it operates more efficiently than when it relies on the roller coaster of blood sugar. Second, inflammation throughout your body will begin to decrease, which you might feel as less stiffness in your joints. Third, your skin may begin to look clearer and more radiant because autophagy helps clear out the cellular debris that contributes to aging skin. But perhaps the most profound change is in your relationship with hunger and energy. You will realize that you are not dependent on constant snacking to maintain your energy levels. You will reclaim metabolic flexibility, which is the ability to switch seamlessly between burning food and burning body fat. Now you might be wondering how to implement this if you have a busy social life or family dinners. The beauty of the 14-hour rule is its flexibility compared to rigid diet plans. If you finish dinner at 7 p.m., you simply wait until 9 a.m. the next morning to have your breakfast. This allows you to share evening meals with your family without being the person who just sips water. It effectively cuts out the late-night snacking habit, which is the single most damaging habit for weight gain and poor sleep. If you find yourself hungry before the 14-hour mark, especially in the beginning, hydration is your best tool. Often, what we perceive as hunger is actually thirst or a need for electrolytes. Drinking water with a pinch of sea salt or magnesium in the morning can blunt hunger signals and support your adrenal glands. Black coffee or tea is also permitted during the fasting window and can actually boost autophagy. However, be careful not to add sugar or milk, as even a small amount of calories can raise insulin and break the fast. It is also important to note that the quality of food you eat during your 10-hour window matters immensely. You cannot fast for 14 hours and then break your fast with processed sugar and expect to see longevity benefits. Focus on breaking your fast with protein and healthy fats to keep your blood sugar stable for the rest of the day. For those over 40, prioritizing protein is non-negotiable for combating sarcopenia and keeping your metabolic rate high. Think of the 14-hour fast not as a diet, but as a daily reset button for your internal systems. It gives your gut lining a chance to repair itself, reducing issues like bloating and leaky gut. It gives your pancreas a break from producing insulin, lowering your risk of type 2 diabetes. It gives your brain the downtime it needs to clear out beta-amyloid plaques, which are linked to cognitive decline. Scientific studies on time-restricted feeding demonstrate that this approach aligns with our evolutionary history. Our ancestors did not have refrigerators or 24-hour convenience stores. They naturally fasted during the night and morning. By returning to this ancestral rhythm, we are working with our biology rather than fighting against it. You might hear conflicting advice telling you that you must fast longer to see results. While longer fasts have their place, they should be treated as occasional therapeutic tools, not a daily lifestyle for the long term. Consistency beats intensity every single time when it comes to longevity. Doing a 14-hour fast every single day for a year yields far better results than doing a 24-hour fast once a month and eating poorly the rest of the time. This moderate approach respects the changing hormonal landscape of the body after 40. It respects the need for stress management and good sleep hygiene. It creates a sustainable lifestyle that does not feel like deprivation. As you adopt this practice, pay attention to how your sleep quality improves. When you stop eating 3 hours before bed, your body temperature drops naturally, facilitating deeper restorative sleep phases. Wake up feeling refreshed rather than groggy, ready to tackle the day with renewed vigor. The narrative that decline is inevitable is a story we have been sold, but it is a story we can rewrite. Your cells have the capacity to repair and rejuvenate at any age if you give them the right conditions. The 14-hour longevity fast is the tool that creates those conditions. It empowers you to take control of your health span, ensuring that your later years are filled with vitality. Start tonight by simply noting the time you put down your fork after dinner. Count forward 14 hours and make a promise to yourself to let your body rest until that time. It is a simple, free, and scientifically grounded action that pays dividends for your future self. You have the power to turn back the biological clock, one evening at a time. Are you over 40 and living your best life? Share your inspiring story with the world and spread positivity in the comments below. Learn the shockingly simple and accessible senolytic hack used to clear out zombie cells. Let's watch the next video here.